lovelies. It has been a chilly week. I've had a fair bit of working from home. As I said last week, bit of a busy week. I'm not feeling entirely frazzled today. I'm doing this on Saturday. It's very grey. But anyway, my husband and his son have just gone out to the cinema. So I was like, ooh, while it's quiet, I'm going to get this done. Going to have a little chat with you guys about what I've been wearing this week. So I'm going to start with this guy. I haven't worn this for a little while, but this is like a bit of a comfort blanket at this time of year when it's a bit chilly, and it kind of feels like wearing a jumper. It's like the smell of a jumper to me, but some people I think would find this quite challenging, and other people I think it would be like a really easy wear. So this is Obsession Night from Calvin Klein. I've actually got a bit of a dent in this, and this is a 100ml bottle, which I've bought while I'm doing my my channel. So that's kind of miraculous, because I really love these bottles. I really like the Obsession bottles. They're kind of simple, but I think they're kind of cool. I think part of what I like about them is that they've got the slightly transparent lids. I mean, not that you can see it in this darkness. But yeah, so Obsession Night I find quite soft, quite enveloping, quite cozy. It's like, how do you even explain it? I think I have to stick to what I normally say about this one, in that weirdly it kind of smells a bit like shaving foam at first, and it does retain a little bit of that shaving foamy smell, but it also dries down to be a kind of cashmere and vanilla with a kind of general white floral scent. Yeah, it's Angelica. I get quite a lot of Angelica in this though as well. So the notes are white flowers, bitter orange, Angelica, bergamot and mandarin orange in the top. You get much more of that. And that's, I think, when it's at its most shaving foamy. If you know what Le Male smells like from Jean Paul Gaultier, I almost feel like this is the feminine version of Le Male. That's the feel it gives me. And then the mid notes are gardenia, jasmine, lily of the valley and rose. Base notes, cashmere wood, vanilla, sandalwood, tonka bean and amber. So I get quite a lot of vanilla when this dries down. I do kind of think of this as quite an unusual flowery vanilla. There's a lot of cashmere wood, definitely. The tonka sweetens it up, the amber warms it up. There's definitely an obvious bitter orange. There's a really obvious Angelica to me, because this also has like a sort of a few whispers of I've always wanted a bottle of it, actually. I like it. Kaleidoscope by Karl Lagerfeld. That one's actually I think a violet perfume, if I remember correctly, but there is a hefty dose of Angelica in that. There's very similar Angelica note in both of them, and they kind of remind me of each other. But I do think that this is like a really affordable, lovely, cozy perfume that's so good at this time of year. And actually, to be honest, the longer I've had this, the longer it lasts on me. This one I didn't reapply. I wore it on Friday and I didn't reapply it at all, and I could still smell it when I was on my way home after work. So I mean, it managed to get in my jumper for sure, but I had a jumper on that was this colour, and it felt right, you know. So like I said, I've had a few days working from home this week, and I was sort of participating in an online conference on Thursday. So this is what I put on, just because I was basically just sitting around watching a conference. It was really cold. I had my special little heater on while I was at home, and so I just wanted something cozy. So I went for Just Musk. This is from Mayfair. This is a London brand, I think, or definitely a UK brand, but I think it's specifically Mayfair London. And I know that it's hard for anyone to get this outside of the UK. So if you are one of my subscribers who doesn't live in the UK, you probably won't be able to get this. I would say that this is like, I haven't really found a musk that smells quite like this, because it has some elements of something gentle and soft like Skin Musk. It has some elements of something like Jovan Musk, which I think Jovan Musk is the one I'd say to try. But this has a baby powder kind of facet to it, which I really enjoy. But it does smell like a vintage musk. So I'd say almost if you use like Demeter baby powder with Jovan Musk, like just the normal Jovan Musk, the oil preferably, then you'd get something a little bit like Just Musk. So it's really cozy, it's really comforting. It's the kind of perfume that I feel like is like a cozy blanket around me, but it's probably not the kind of thing my husband likes, because it definitely smells like a vintage musk. But I think it's so beautiful. I really love it. And I think this whole bottle cost me maybe £6 or £7. It might actually have been less. And this is 100 ml of the cologne spray. It's definitely as strong as a lot of modern perfumes, though, to be honest. So coriander, bergamot, lily of the valley in the top, rose, iris and jasmine in the mid, and the base notes are musk, sandalwood and cedar. I just think it's lovely, and it's very cozy and comforting. Another comfort blanket on one of the other days I was working from home. And actually this one, I was surprised about this one, because when I was cuddling with my husband, and he literally stayed in my neck for a long time, and he was smelling me, and he obviously thought that this was quite like a comforting and nice smell. And when I asked him how he would describe it, he said it's just kind of sweet. It's just a little bit sweet. But it's actually very sweet and soapy. It's quite floral, and it's quite vintage. So it's not at all his kind of thing. But I was wearing Coty Le Mans, which is kind of my easygoing, easier to wear, extremely affordable, sort of version of Chanel No. 5, the eau de parfum. This is, I mean, I've said it a lot of times before if you've watched my videos. It's extremely nostalgic for me, because I wore the body spray of this when I was a little kid. My grandma used to buy this for me, so it reminds me of her. She used to buy me the set that had like a soap as well. And I was saying to my husband, because I'd kind of forgot, you always used to get a soap in it, and we didn't really use bar soaps at my mum and dad's. So I used to put it in my sock drawers and my clothes drawers so that my clothes would smell. And I do sometimes still do that. If I get a highly scented soap, sometimes I just chuck it in with my t-shirts or something so things smell nice. But yeah, Le Mans. It's an aldehydic, soapy, vintage floral that smells a little bit less chypre-like than actual Chanel No. 5. So it smells a little bit more youthful, ever so slightly more modern, but it's I mean, I think this perfume's from the 20s. While we're on the subject, can I have a little moan, please? I was noticing... And I have been noticing that, like, affordable brands that, you know, I like to test out, and I'm sure loads of my subscribers are really interested in, such as Coty. And Coty, obviously, when they're under their own brand name, Coty, they're pretty affordable perfumes most of the time. And they don't really make much in the way of new stuff in the affordable kind of sphere anymore. They just kind of keep reformulating and re-releasing the same things over and over again, and that's fine as long as they keep doing their nice stuff. But they brought out a whole another range of Coty perfumes, and they are hundreds of pounds, really expensive. And I noticed the other day that Jill Sanders has a bunch of new perfumes. Jill Sander, I should say. And Jill Sander is a brand that I've tested out loads of perfumes for. I don't always love them, but they're often really interesting, and they're really affordable, and that's one of the joys of that brand. And I thought, oh, they've got one with honey. I'd really like to try that one. And I scrolled down and I was looking at it, and I was like, okay, I recognise that perfumer. I'm not sure if that's a good sign. Not because I don't think it will be a good perfume, but if there's like really famous perfumers on things, then it's often a sign that that brand is going to put the prices high. So I was like, oh, I wonder if this will be expensive. They're like well over £100 for Jill Sander. And it makes me a bit sad, because firstly, how many young perfumers are there out there who should be given a chance to make something amazing at an affordable price point so that enough people can buy it that they can really get famous? Like, no disrespect to all the master perfumers, but does everything always have to be made by the same group of perfumers? But maybe do that for the expensive brands. Maybe let's have some care and respect for loyal customers of Coty and Jill Sander who can't afford £100+ for a bottle of perfume, and just make some new stuff for us. Like, make new stuff for us. Cacharel, they've just released something new, and it's at their normal price point. And in like a short period of time, that will be down to like an even more affordable price on the grey market. You know, let's have some more of that. Let's have a bit of love for, you know, people don't buy Coty the brand because they want to spend £250 on a perfume that just smells like vanilla. Like, that's like, why? Like, only rich people and influencers can afford that. So can we just... Anyway, I'm annoyed. I'm actually genuinely quite annoyed about it. I was annoyed when I saw the Coty, I think they're called Info something, I can't remember. I've been ignoring them because of the price. And then even like Jimmy Choo had those insanely expensive ones, and I only noticed those because the bottles are amazing. I was like, I'd love to own that bottle. And then you look at the price and you're like, what? It's like, it's another vanilla perfume. Why is it so expensive? Anyway, okay, sorry about that, guys. Bit of a rant, but Le Mont, I love it. I love it. I'm still trying to get hold of a 35ml like partial bottle of Chanel No. 5 Eau de Parfum, the current formulation, because that's the one that I really like, so that I can kind of choose between whether I want the softer, fluffier, slightly more kind of flowery version, or I want the more hardcore vintage version. Because honestly, I'm lucky. I think Chanel No. 5, the current formulation of the EDP, just smells really nice on my skin. It works well on me. And I know a lot of people don't like Chanel No. 5, but I think it works well on me, and I think it smells good on me. I also think that a new person at work, a lady, wears Chanel No. 5. I was in the lift with her the other day, and I was thinking, oh, it's such a good one. It smells so good. Anyway, right, I've gone off on a mega tangent. So I wore this one because my husband got in the bath and he used the Beetlejuice shower gel. And when he came out, it's all I could smell, so I had to wear this. This was last weekend. I had to wear grape soda because as soon as I get a whiff of this, I have to. I can still smell that. What was I wearing the other day? I put something on and all I could smell was grape soda. Oh my God, it was my bra. The bra that I was wearing at the weekend, I wore it again at the end of this week when I had a totally different perfume on, and I was like, why does this perfume smell like grape soda? And it was driving me mad, and I was smelling my lanyard, I was smelling my hair, I was smelling my clothes. I was like, why? And then I realised my whole bra smells like grape soda. This stuff, when it's on fabric, lasts forever, and it lasts pretty good on skin as well. And it smells like grape soda. That's what it smells like. It smells like flat grape soda. Because I don't think it's got the fizzy feel to this, which I'm not sad about, but it's so lovely. It's so fun. I love grape soda. I think it's one of my favourite scents from Lush. This is just my kind of vibe. I sent them an email ages ago being like, can you do a cola one and maybe a cherryade and maybe just do a whole soda range of body sprays? Because I would absolutely love that. But this just says it's grapes, juniper berry and orange oil, but it smells like grape soda. It's amazing. It's got that bubblegummy fake grape smell, which I just love. Then one of my other cozy days at home. Oh, this is a beauty. This is definitely going to be too unisex smelling for some people. Some people are going to find it masculine. Personally, I think it's amazing. Oh, when I'm in the right mood for this, it's so comforting and beautiful, and it just, so it's really sweet as well. This is J'ose from Eisenberg. Now, annoyingly, I got this for like, I think about £20, this 30ml, and now they're just back up to their normal prices on Latino, but yeah, occasionally they have them for a really good price. So J'ose it's a lavender perfume, and I love lavender perfumes, but it's really interesting notes. So top notes, mint, Amalfi lemon, jasmine and bergamot. Mid notes, lavender, coffee and artemisia. Base notes, amber, sandalwood, patchouli, musk, vanilla, tonka bean and moss. It's just a little bit powdery, really cozy. You get a hint of coffee, you get a bit of lavender, you get quite a lot of the kind of tonka vanilla sweetness in the base. You've got sandalwood for sure, musk for sure. I don't get loads of patchouli, but it does have a slightly strange freshness when you first spray it from the lemon and the mint. But I think essentially this is much more cozy than that top notes would suggest. And And yeah, the moss and patchouli doesn't really bother me here, but it is very unisex smelling to me, and it's so, so pretty. And what I wanted to say, because here, one of the things that Roxy sent me is the Carolina Herrera Confidential. So again, another brand that has an extremely expensive like special line. Amethyst Haze. So I've smelt a dupe of Amethyst Haze before, because when I ordered something from a dupe house, they chucked it in. I think it was generic perfumes. They chucked in a dupe of Carolina Herrera's Confidential Amethyst Haze. And I thought it was really pretty, and instantly I was like, kind of smells like J'ose. So I was really happy to get the real version to compare. So although I have to say, this isn't one of those plastic bottles. Some of these plastic bottles, just to warn you in case you're getting samples, there's a certain type of these plastic bottles. It must be a certain type of plastic that's in here, or a certain type of metal or something. They start to smell like fish. And I have in the past, and I feel really bad now, I've thrown away some of the dupe house perfumes that I've been sent, because I was like, they smell like fish. I had a dupe house of poison once, and it fully smelled like fish to me, and I was like, oh, gross. And I thought it was a perfume, but I have since then received quite a few samples in a certain type of this plastic, and they do smell like fish. The ones I have from Amazon don't, but some of them do. So this smells like fish. It also smells almost a bit tarry to me, but it does essentially smell like J'ose. So even though these are up to more expensive prices, they're still cheaper than Carolina Herrera Confidential line, and they're cheaper than Amethyst Haze. But that's what this smells like. And Amethyst Haze is cardamom, pink pepper, lavender coffee, cashmere, bourbon vanilla, and patchouli. So they honestly, they really smell so similar, almost the same to me. So I'm just saying, excellent alternative. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I hadn't worn this for ages, but Jess, I think, mentioned in my comments that she'd been really loving this, and I was like, I need to break that out again. And I go through the same process with this every single time that I wear it. So this is Noa by Cacharel. I've got the 30ml bottle, and I don't even know that they make the 30mls anymore, but I so love this bottle. Oh my God, look at it. It's so cute. It's got this little pearl in it. This is one of my absolute all-time favourite bottles. This is a creamy musk bomb. And I do think it definitely smells like a sweet coffee-hinted bar soap to me. But someone else said that it was lotionly, and I definitely do think this has got one foot into the pushing into lotion category when it comes to a creamy musk. But this, I'm just going to read you the notes, and then I'll tell you the exact way that this goes every time I wear Noa. So, Cacharel though. I love Cacharel. So, white musk, peony, freesia, green notes, peach and plum in the top. Wild set of notes already, musk in the top. Mid notes, lily of the valley, green grass, jasmine, ylang ylang and rose. Also wild to have grass in here. Base notes, coffee, vanilla, sandalwood, coriander, incense, tonka bean and cedarwood. It's got a lot of notes. It's got a mad jumble of notes. But this is a magical perfume, and it's super affordable. So that's why I put it in my best value. It also lasts all day on me, like all day. It's another one I never resprayed it. I wore it, I put it on in the morning. I sprayed a decent amount on. I wore it all day to work. I came home, and again, when I was cuddling with my husband, he told me I smelled good. So you could still smell it. 8+ hours. Every time I wear this perfume, I spray it and I think, oh my God, has this gone off? It's got a weird peppery smell about it, which I think is from the grass and the green notes, if I'm honest, and of course a bit of incense. I'm like, oh no. And when things I've had have gone off and they smell peppery, that pepper stays the whole time. It doesn't stay the whole time with here. My bottle hasn't gone off. It just always opens with this weird kind of grassy, smoky, peppery, kind of acrid smell that I don't enjoy. And then it's very kind of strong, and I get the florals quite a bit, and I'm like, I don't know if I love this anymore. Maybe I've gone off this. This is the thought process I have every single time I wear Noa. And then when it dries down, It's so pretty. It's the most beautiful, sweet musk with that kind of just little whisper of coffee. And like it becomes so cozy, comforting, bar soapy. It is in that same kind of area as 212 from Carolina Herrera. That one almost smells like just a white bar soap to me. Whereas this one has more of a warmth, I think because of that coffee and coriander that's going on. But it's so pretty when it dries down, and it really is beautiful. But yeah, literally, I think for the first half an hour at least I'm wearing it, I'm like, I've made a mistake, I should have put something else on. And then I'll be like, just don't think about it, it's going to be fine. And then after an hour or two, I'm like, how did I doubt this? This perfume is spectacular. It's properly like a vintage perfume in that respect. And I always say, like, modern perfumes, they start off amazing and they dry down to smell like absolute crap a lot of the time. They smell chemically, they smell poisonous, or they smell cheap, they smell screechy. Whereas I think the vintage perfumes, you get that kind of more nasty feel in the top, and then the dry down is where it becomes the most beautiful. And that's what I want. I don't want to put on a perfume that smells nice at first and then I hate it for the rest of the day. I'd much rather spray something on that I hate when I first spray it, and then after a little while it's just absolutely beautiful. Oh gosh, I've been really chatting away today, haven't I? I've got to get on with it. Okay, YSL Babycat. Roxy sent me a very generous 5ml decant of this. And I couldn't wait to wear it, so I did. So I've got this lovely sprayer of the real thing, proper Babycat from Yves Saint Laurent. It's just so beautiful. This perfume is so beautiful. Oh my God. Roxy very generously gave me this this spray, this decant, and it's beautiful, and I loved wearing it, and it just has this beautiful non-gourmand vanilla and a proper suede black peppery, slight smoky like yumminess to it. It's a really cool girl perfume, and it's comfortable to wear. And there's something about the dry down of this that gives me a slight, you know, if there was benzoin in this, I'd be like, that's what it is. Like, if I was going to guess the notes, I'd say that there's some benzoin in the base of this that gives it a slightly, I mean, I always say gingerbready, but if you can imagine that almost Christmas spice, warm, cakey smell, right deep down in the base, just a whisper of it, but with quite a sheer vanilla that doesn't like smell like custard. It doesn't smell like, you know, it's not caramelly or anything. And that's why I didn't like the Penhaligon's one that's compared to this. It has something in it that to me smells like caramel when it dries down, and I find it very sickly. This I didn't find sickly. I don't find it sickly. It's absolutely beautiful. I am absolutely determined to get a partial bottle of this on eBay. I will do that at some point. So the notes are black pepper and pink pepper, elemi in the top, olibanum, saffron in the mid, base notes, bourbon, vanilla, suede and cedar. It's just magical. Yeah, it's lovely. But one of the other reasons I wanted to point out that I've tried this, well, there's two reasons actually. One, please let me know in the comments down below, my beautiful subscribers who are happy to sit and watch me I nearly swore, just go on about, you know, rambly things. If you would like to watch a video of like a show and tell style video, I can show you everything that Roxy sent me so you know what I've got. And then if you want any specific reviews, you can obviously just mention it in the comments of that. So if you'd like me to just show you all the amazing stuff, the incredible perfume package that I got from Roxy, then please do let me know, because I'm happy to film a show and tell. It's just I won't be able to properly review everything because there was so much there. Like, I'm not going to have time to go through and do that in that video, but I'm hoping I'll just be able to pull them out bit by bit. But anyway, so that's one thing. And the other thing is, I wore the skin musk that Roxy sent me from the new bottle because I was just testing it out next to the other one, and it definitely to me smells a bit more like wild musk, but I'm keeping it out to see whether it ages, you know. But interestingly, because whenever I touch these bottles, if I touch them in any way, I always end up with some of it on my fingers. And I was wearing Babycat when I was playing around with this one, because I often put this on in the evening, right? I often wear Skin Musk in the evening. I don't talk about it every week because I do wear it maybe once a week to bed. Um, but yeah, so Skin Musk with Babycat, they smell really good together. And I'm just mentioning it because I never layer anything. I don't ever deliberately do these things. But yeah, I mean, there's something about Babycat, because it does have a kind of sheer quality. I'm not saying it doesn't smell like a complete perfume, because that would be a lie. It really does. But it doesn't have that kind of classic base where you get like a really strong wood, or you get patchouli, or you get musk, or you get amber. You know, it doesn't have a really robust base. It's got suede, but it doesn't have that kind of, I want to say creamy, but I'm not sure that's right. It doesn't have that kind of creamy, soapy, musky base that a lot of classic perfumes do. So I don't know, just something about having that musky base with this was so delicious. It was really, really nice. So I just put a bit more of this on while I was still wearing this, and I just smell nice. I just enjoyed it. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out in case any of you have both. Or of course, if any of you have Riffcat and Skin Musk, let me know. Or like a dupe for this that you like. Okay, now this is wild what I'm about to tell you guys. So I broke this out again to try, because I've had this, I think, for a couple of months. I've been letting it age up a little bit. Yeah, I've been wanting to see what happens with it. This is the Lataffa Angham perfume. Angham. It's the one that is a dupe of Burberry Goddess. So I got this one, and I got the little Maison Alhambra Athena as well. They still haven't got that on Fragrantica, I think, which is crazy. But yeah, so Lataffa Angham, I actually really liked it. And it's the first Lataffa I think I have ever smelt that doesn't seem to be full of that tarry aroma chemical. So I was quite excited about that. I also really like the bottle, but it was by far the weakest, and it didn't perform very well out of the three. But I wanted to try it again, because I have been, every time I sniff this, now I'm wondering if this is because I got the big sample. I have so many thoughts about this, right? So I keep going to wear Burberry Goddess, and I keep sniffing it and thinking it smells really a bit chemically to me at the moment. It's smelling a little bit tarry. It's smelling a little bit not loving it so much, right? And I have had that weird relationship with this one, that sometimes I think it smells amazing and sometimes I think it smells really chemically, and I get that tarry note. I'm smelling it today from the bottle and not too bad, but like in the deep dry down, I've been like, and then I was thinking, well, maybe there is patchouli in this, and I don't like the Burberry patchouli too much. Maybe that's what it is. And then I got and I think I mentioned actually, when I also found, okay, I'm going off on so many tangents today, guys. Sorry, this is a really chatty one, but I found the small sample from Small Aromas that I got that was supposed to be Burberry Goddess Intense, and that I took away during summer with me up to my in-laws, right? So I found that little thing, and I could still smell it, and it doesn't smell anything like the Burberry Goddess Intense 10ml sample that I got from the perfume store, whatever their thing is, their scent thing that they do. It smells much, much more like this. So I'm now thinking that maybe, I love Small Aromas, but I'm wondering if they sent me the wrong thing, because these bottles look so alike. I think maybe they sent me the original Burberry Goddess in a thing that was labelled Burberry Goddess Intense. And so because I was smelling that in summer, it smelled stronger to me. And I was like, well, this is beautiful. It just smells like a stronger version of this. And obviously it had aged up at that point. So I was like, oh, it's just a really nice, stronger version that doesn't smell quite as vanilla-y, because I can smell a bit more patchouli. And I've always said there's something in this that I sometimes think is that tarry aroma chemical, and sometimes I think maybe it's a patchouli or some kind of wood that they haven't listed. Because when I compare this and that little sample, they smell the same. When I compare that little sample to the Burberry Intense 10ml I have, they don't smell alike. And I hate that one because it smells pure tar. But But anyway, yeah, so maybe smelling the Pure Tar version has really messed me up for this one, because I'm not loving it the way that I did, and I'm really struggling to want to wear it. Long story short, I tried this on my skin again. I forgot to grab it, but I also grabbed the Maison Alhambra on my skin again, and I put Burberry Goddess on my skin. The Maison Alhambra Athena and Burberry Goddess, I think in the dry down, those two smell the most similar. So I think the Maison Alhambra Athena is the best dupe for Burberry Goddess if you want something that smells quite a lot like Burberry Goddess. This one is slightly less like it. And when it opens, I'm like, oh, that smells really chemically. It smells like almost a cleaning product. It's got a mandarin in it that I think mixed with the... So the notes here, ginger, mandarin, pink pepper in the top. Mid notes, lavender, praline, cacao and jasmine. Base notes, vanilla, amber and musk. There's something about the citrus in the top of this mixed with the pink pepper that I think smells a bit like a cleaning product, and the ginger as well, which isn't really coming across to me as ginger, just more kind of some kind of warm citrusy smell. But then when it dries down, I get the cacao quite a lot. I've got a much better vanilla when I'm trying it this time round, so maybe a couple of months in a dark cupboard has done this some good. It was definitely a bit stronger than last time, and even though they don't list having some kind of wood in this, I do feel like there's a kind of really soft, slightly powdery woody note in the base. And when I was comparing them all on my skin, this is the one that I liked best, which is crazy to me. But it's the one that once it was dried down has the least, it has the smallest hint of that tarry smell, or that possibly weird patchouli smell I get in the original Burberry Goddess. Like I said, like none of them quite capture how good the ginger is in Burberry Goddess, which I love. They all, I think, have quite a similar lavender feel. But yeah, I don't know. I might be considering, because I also have like just a 10ml pen spray of this. I do love this bottle, so I'd be sad to get rid of it. But at the same time, if this comes down a bit in price and I can get it for like 30 quid, then I might actually buy a bottle of Angham, and I might pass on my Burberry Goddess. I can't believe I'm saying this. But yeah, I feel like I've got so many perfumes now that having anything that sometimes when I pick it up, or like regularly if I pick it up, I think, oh, it smells a bit tarry. I feel like if I'm having that feeling about something quite regularly, it's a waste of time me having it. Because I have so many other things that every time I pick them up, they never smell like that to me. And I never have to worry that I'm going to put it on and it's going to smell chemically to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have a massive collection. I mean, I do. It's such a beautiful perfume. I really do think Burberry Goddess is good, but there is something in it that occasionally rubs me up the wrong way. And when I can compare it to other things, like when I had this on one hand and I had this on the other, this was smelling way less chemically to me in the deep dry down. So yeah, that's something I'm thinking about at the moment. So yeah, anyway, I've been talking for so long. I've gone on so many tangents. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have Angham, or if you have Athena, or if you have Goddess. If you've compared them, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about any of the stuff that I've worn this week. And if you have any of them, tell me what you've been wearing. Tell me how you've been dealing with the cold, and if you've gone full cozy. A few people commented on my last video to say that they're in the same kind of place as me at the moment, and they're just not loving their super sugary sweet perfumes. So yeah, I don't know, maybe there's something in the waters. Maybe it's a climate thing, who knows. But yeah, these were all, to be fair, all of these are quite sweet. Like, there's nothing here that I wouldn't describe as sweet for my nose. But yeah, they're beautiful. I had a really nice week. I had a super cozy week, and I've got some more working from home days next week, so you might see some more cozy stuff. But yeah, just beautiful. All right, thanks guys, thanks for watching. Please do subscribe if you don't mind listening to me talking for ages about absolute nonsense. And thank you to everyone who's already subscribed, because you are just amazing. All right, bye guys.